Toycember Day 20, I believe. So, I did promise that we are going to be looking at a little bit more metal today, and that is indeed what I have for you. Behold Nugget, the bumblebee of the Rock Lords, or at least he would have been if the Rock Lords had actually taken off. So, this is one of the most well-remembered of all the Rock Lord toys, and I think it's just because it stands out so much from the rest of the line. And you can kind of see why when you look at the finish of it. The finish, which is so like bright and shiny in my lights, that my autofocus and my white balance are having a lot of trouble with it. Suffice to say, he, like most of the Rock Lords, is based on an actual rock, an actual mineral. In this case, he's a pure gold nugget. And that does mean he comes with a brilliant amount of chrome to convey just shiny gold all the way across the toy. Now, this also leads to this toy having a lot of issues. Finding one that is actually in this good of a shape, and even mine has some scratches here and there. Finding one here that is not completely worn out and still glistens gold is actually pretty rare. The chrome on this wasn't known for flaking, it was known for just wearing off. So you'd see just patches of pale, unfinished plastic. But this does make him stand out a lot, and it does give you like a good idea of what, a toy gold nugget should be. To transform, I'm going to lift these out of the way. I'm going to unfold the legs by pulling them out and flipping them down like that. Get the arms extended, like so. There we go. And then we flip up the head. And when we flip up the head panel, the back automorphs open to reveal a jetpack. And that's going to be Nugget in his robot mode. Glistening, shiny, internal parts also chromed, and we're going with silver chrome this time. Yeah, no wonder he stood out as like the most memorable GoBot, or Rock Lord. Same thing, technically. So yeah, he's a cute little robot guy. Now, fun fact, the only real robot amongst the entirety of GoBots, and even Rock Lords as well. They're all cyborgs, or they're all mutants of some kind. No, this guy's purely mechanical robot. And he kind of shows it. He does have that, 80s movie robot look to him. It's a little bit Johnny Five in there. Just a little bit. But it's a nice little aesthetic. He's a cute little robot. Like, dumpy proportions, like big, round, friendly friend shape. Yeah, that strikes pretty true to me. Yep, like him quite a bit. I'll take you around just to point out that, the jetpack is an automorph, which is crazy for an 80s toy. But also a little bit of blue in there. Interesting choice for a jetpack. I guess a hover pack works better. Now, I can actually talk articulation on this guy because he has universal shoulders. This is a toy from like 1986. He has universal shoulders, as well as a full elbow bend. Nothing really else anywhere. The legs only have like a little wiggle because of how they're engineered. But yeah, surprising. Very surprising little bit of engineering from back then. Really, really neat. He is die-cast, by the way, so this is actually quite the heavy figure. And unfortunately, because his body has die-cast and his legs have a slide joint involved in the transformation, these can wear out very easily, so it can be hard to find one that can also stand up without support. So keep that in mind before you go shopping for your own Nugget. But that said, the evil Rock Lords have their own answer to Nugget, and I think it's only fair that if I'm going to talk about one, we talk about the other and give them some time. It's a silver Nugget named Slimestone. This one, you can see, this is what the wear and tear looks like on these figures. Like some of them, yeah, they're just going to have the chrome worn out. There's no avoiding it. Yeah, it gets very, very hard to find ones in great shape. But they are out there. Unfortunately, this one was just, more of a... I happened to find it in person, and I really just wanted to take it home and salvage it. So here we are. Very similar shape, a little bit more rounded off than Nugget was. Yeah, for the most part, just basically very similar, just silver chrome instead of the gold. So I'm going to go straight to transforming, which is going to mean getting the arms out first. Get my thumbnail in there to get them out. Then we can go ahead and flip the legs down. Flip a different way from Nugget. This is not a retool. This is not a repaint. He has his own way of doing things. Going to double hinge his arms out like that, and then open up the centerpieces to reveal the head. It's a cool head reveal for an 80s toy. Yep, and that's your Slimestone. No automorph, no backpack this time. He's just this little gremlin boy. Look at the head. If I take a close up, he looks like a psychotic robotic Kermit the Frog. It's not easy being green, and you're going to be gangrene if you don't run. But I like the contrast in the looks, like these arched parts that go across his shoulders gives him a little bit more of an armored look than Nugget, as well as just the fact that a huge chunk of the stone actually ends up as shoulder pauldrons. He still has the big chunks of rock for feet, but he's in this permanent A stance. You can't really do anything more than that. They don't bend any farther. It's a neat look, though. It's a very different aesthetic. It's one thing I actually really liked about the Rock Lords is that despite all of them just basically just being a rock, all of them have vastly different ways of transforming. And I think I just really have this thing for using multiple transformations and engineering styles to get to the exact same shape. It's fascinating to me. You do have about the same level of articulation as Nugget. I mean, you do have a universal shoulder there, though this time it's actually provided by a ball joint of all things. Yeah, GoBots were using ball joints long before Cyberjets came around for Transformers. You move the legs in and out a little bit, but you're not really going to get a whole lot of traction articulation-wise for them. Okay, yeah, you can see the arm on mine is quite loose, unfortunately. Yeah, but he's a neat little gremlin of a robot. I dig him, and he, like I said, makes this great contrast to the heroic Nugget. Makes for a great pair to go fighting with each other. And that is going to do it for the day. That is your lesson on Rock Lords for the year. On the off chance I actually end up getting some of the rarer ones, we might talk about them at some point, but that's about it. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till the next Toycember for me to talk about plastic geodes. But thank you for joining me today, and as usual, I will see you for tomorrow's episode.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.